Hello everyone, it's Noel here from Lydian Labs. Mabuhay, xin chào, apa kabar, 大家好. So welcome everyone to BlockchainSpace livestream AMA today. We are excited to explore what is YEY Technologies, the newly launched platform by BlockchainSpace. Today is my great honor to be the moderator of this panel discussion. And let's welcome our distinguished guest today from BlockchainSpace. So first of all, we have Peter Ng, founder and CEO of BlockchainSpace. So we also have Aspen, the head of marketing from BlockchainSpace, and last but not least, Jonathan, head of product from BlockchainSpace. So welcome, the handsome gentlemen. And would you like to start with introduce yourself first? Let's go with.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Great to be here. Thank you everyone for tuning in. My name is Peter Ng. I'm the founder of BlockchainSpace. Really cool to be able to do this AMA today and present our latest product. It's been a journey for us. We started back in 2018, back in the Philippines, and we've always been centered around community infrastructure in the crypto space. Right, and we've been through several kind of iterations to
Thank you, Peter. Let's go with Aspen.
Hi, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, where you guys are listening from. My name is Aspen Sanez. I'm the head. A lot of stints in digital business advertising as well. So, like what Peter mentioned, it's been quite a journey for us. I've only joined the company in January of this year, but since then we've gone through a lot of soul searching, and I'm very happy with where we are right now with the problems that we're solving, and with the launch of YEY. It's a culmination of all the research and all of the work that's been put in to bring the creator economy and the greater culture verticals into Web3.
Thank you, Aspen. And Jonathan?
Hey everyone. Lastly, I'm Jonathan. I lead product here at BlockchainSpace. A little bit about myself. I've been in crypto as a retail investor. Not quite OG yet, but I've been in the space for a while. Prior to BlockchainSpace, I've been at Microsoft for 7 years across a variety of different roles. After that, I've been leading product and engineering teams from places like Rakuten Wiki to One Championship, as well as a few other startups along the way. Super excited to be here today to share a little bit more with you guys about our platform, YEY.
Thank you, Jonathan, and thank you, gentlemen. 2017 is definitely considered as OG already. So a fantastic background from all of you. And so I believe everyone's in the space together with me. I'm very curious about what exactly is YEY. So to kick off, could you introduce us to YEY and share the inspiration or vision behind the induction? So how does it amplify the BlockchainSpace commitment to a sustainable and well-balanced Web3 gaming community? Could you answer this question with us, Peter?
Yeah, sure, absolutely. So as mentioned back in 2018, we were actually servicing communities in the crypto space through kind of offline infrastructure. Meaning, literally that just being, we were hosting a lot of meetups, facilitating people to be able to, get in the door, being able to charge people at the door, right? And to be able to connect with their communities in person. Then obviously this infrastructure kind of like shifted very quickly in 2021 with the rise of GameFi, and at the same time simultaneously it being COVID, right? Meaning that we couldn't meet in person and that we had to shift all of our activities online. A lot of what was happening kind of in communities like what we're on right now in Discord, right? And so we started shifting our focus on how do we support the communities that are actually running on these online platforms, right? And even more specifically in a specific niche that was kind of booming at the time. So the niche that was booming at the time was obviously GameFi, and we were at the heart of it, being in the Philippines and being connected to so many Filipino communities. And so we started building kind of software solutions for how to connect community members, how to make community members transact with one another, you know, and how to bring community owners closer to their members. And we took a lot of that, the same kind of tooling that we built back in 2021, and kind of shifted it a little bit in terms of like market verticals, right? And this year we kind of expanded into the creator economy in Southeast Asia, because predominantly, not because we don't think that gaming is going to be absolutely huge in the future, but the GameFi market kind of like reduced and disappeared very quickly overnight between a span of like 6 months to a year, at the end of like 2021 and during 2022. And so obviously we were looking to kind of bring our tooling and software solutions to communities that were going to not disappear overnight, but had very similar kind of like problems to the ones that we were servicing online already. And so we introduced the creator economy at the very beginning of the year, because we knew that this was a very fast emerging sector that was actually had a lot of overlap with the existing communities that we were working with. And that's kind of like what brought us to where we are today, launching our new product called YEY, which you'll realize is like not very Web3 centric. And then the experience that we're building is not very kind of like crypto native, built for those that have been in the crypto space and know how to use all the technology, right? So we're building now for the people that don't know how to use the technology and how to kind of onboard people without having to introduce the technology and actually mention the features like wallets and transactions on chain, right? So yeah, I think that's a good segue into kind of like YEY and how we got to where we are today, building community infrastructure, and today kind of focusing on that community engagement and monetization model, which we feel that, you know, the blockchain features really add a lot of value to right now. I think my colleagues will talk more about what kind of added values and more specifics about the actual product itself.
Thank you, Peter. Very in-depth explanations, and I believe that a lot of audiences today came into the space because of GameFi and because of activity as well. So if you are one of the members of BlockchainSpace community, please type BSPC in the sections, and if you guys join the Web3 space because of the GameFi, please type the word GameFi on the comment section. And also I would love to remind all the audiences today that we do have an open flow Q&A session later, so please don't hesitate to drop your questions in the comment box. So we will select a few best questions to be pop up in the screen, and we will invite all the guests today to answer the questions accordingly. So next, we actually witnessed there are a major partnership that announced across the blockchain spaces media for the past 1 week. So the partnership with this smart communications has undoubtedly made ways for YEY and BlockchainSpace. So can Aspen elucidate the importance of these collaborations in driving mass adoption of Web3 in the Philippines, and how does it underpin the broader objectives of BlockchainSpace in establishing its dominance as a gaming community hub? Welcome, Aspen.
Hi, thank you for the question. So yeah, to put things in perspective for some people that don't understand the gravity of it, More Communications is the #1 telco in the Philippines. It has over 60 million subscribers, and it's very important for us to, on multiple factors, to show that we are able to partner with significant movers like this. This is a strong clarion call for the entire industry, not only in the Philippines, but to anyone that's paying attention, that it's possible to work with such conglomerates already, and that share a vision of bringing Web3 for all. It's important for us also because it gives us a starting off point much larger than what other projects have in terms of like market potential. So that's one. Also, there's a shared vision between us and our partners over there, and bringing innovation to the majority of people that want it. Another thing is that everyone here, whenever we have these meetings, everyone understands that there's value in bringing new technologies and new opportunities for the common market that we're looking at, which are, as I've said before, actually Peter mentioned, the creators and the other culture verticals. Yeah.
Thank you, Aspen. And there are various platforms emerging in the Philippines. So what, in your opinion, sets YEY apart from its contemporaries? Moreover, in what way does it act as a catalyst for the growth of the creator economy and the entertainment industry in the region? So, John, maybe you go first.
Yeah, sure, happy to. So first of all, when we built YEY, we always go back to the 3 fundamental product principles that we have, right? Sorry. Firstly, we all believe here at BlockchainSpace the power of the creator economy, right? Our vision is really to empower creators to grow their engagement and monetization through technology and culture, right? So it was very clear for us up front that what we wanted to do was to build a tool set, a platform that can help creators prosper within the creator economy. So that's our first principle, right? The second principle, we believe that, like Peter mentioned, BlockchainSpace has its roots in Web3, as if you can't tell by the name of the company itself, BlockchainSpace. However, we believe that, just looking at Web3 and the sometimes echo chamberish nature of the Web3 space today is not sufficient. We also wanted to build a product that can onboard the next 100 million, 100 billion, billion users into Web3 from the Web2 space, right? So we were very clear that we wanted to build something that was gonna be able to help, bridge the gap between Web3 and Web2 today, and to be able to onboard new users into the Web3 space in support of the creator economy. And lastly, I think the third principle is really around, while we have aspirations to be a global product, and in some ways we are already a global product, however, we want to be hyper-focused and do one market well first, and this is really the Philippines, which means that a lot of our product design considerations is really focused around the unique circumstances of the Filipino community as well as the Philippines landscape. For example, in terms of onboarding, right? Our service is extremely accessible across a variety of different devices. You don't actually need an app, whether you're using a high-end iPhone, high-end Android, low-end Android. As long as you can load a web page, you can access our service. We're also hyper-focused around performance. So, we understand that in emerging markets, growing markets like the Philippines, sometimes broadband performance is inconsistent across different regions. So we want to also make sure that we optimize around that to make sure that no matter where you are in the Philippines, you always have the as best of a possible experience that we can give you. So if you combine all these 3 factors together, this is really how we think we stand out against other similar creator economy platforms, in the Philippines and elsewhere. And on top of that, beyond just building a tool set to support the creator economy, to help, creators onboard their users, to do giveaways, to award NFTs to their fans, to learn more about the community, to map out the community interests, and things like that. Beyond all that, we also have an offline component to it as well. So at BlockchainSpace, we also organize a collective of Filipino creators that we call creator circle. And essentially, this is really a collective of top creators in the Philippines. And this basically is a networking group which allows people to, socialize, engage with one another, to network, and to find business opportunities, and essentially, to start building a creator community around our platform as well. So I think those are the various different ways that we try to give back to the creator economy, as well as differentiate ourselves from the other platforms out there. Thank you.
Thank you, Jonathan. And definitely building something that's very user friendly is very important, especially for the Southeast Asia. So I believe all of us are coming from different countries based in Southeast Asia. So a lot of projects out there already realize the importance of targeting the communities across Southeast Asia. So building something that cater for the market is very important. So thank you, YEY, for being thoughtful on that as well. So the next question is something that we see is a very, very big initiative as well. So we witnessed that the spotlight that BlockchainSpace garnered during the FIBA 2023 campaign in collaboration with Smart Communications. So can you delve into the key highlights of this campaign with the FIBA and how it represented BlockchainSpace overarching vision delivered with the introduction of YEY? So what exactly is the partnership about and the campaign about? So maybe Peter?
I actually let Aspen take this because Aspen led that initiative.
Yes,
I'd love to take on that question. Yeah, so one thing for sure, the reason why we jumped on the opportunity to do this is because it's not every day that you get the chance to work with um, to work with a body as big as the Basketball World Cup, right? It is essentially the biggest sporting event of the year, primarily because there's no Football World Cup and there's no Olympics, right? So it is by far the biggest single sporting event, culture event this year. That said, it's also great to feel that there's support from that end and from all the partners in terms of like propagating Web3 as well. That was very, very significant for us. Very significant also, I would say, to the entire Web3 space to see that if there's adoption at that level and that we can drive adoption at that level as well. So important highlight for us. And also that's why it felt like the proper avenue to launch YEY as well. Um, if not there, then when, right? So that's pretty much it. Again, the importance is being able to bring Web3 not only to people that are seasoned, to the OGs, to the people that have been there since 2017, but also to any kind of community that would benefit from the ethos and from the, from the underpinnings of Web3, like tokenization, loyalty, rewarding, um, things that are going to be that are going to provide exponential values to all these community verticals.
Aspen, Jonathan, do you want to add on to that?
Yeah, I would love to add to that. Yeah, so I think, like Aspen said, it was a great opportunity, and I think the merits of YEY was really truly exemplified by an engagement like the FIBA activation that we had with Smart. For example, imagine the user experience. You walk into a arena that's hosting the FIBA World Cup of basketball in one of the like Mall of Asia arena, for example. You see our QR code. As a Web2 user, I can scan the QR code, right? It'll tell you that, hey, by scanning this QR code, you're joining a community of of like-minded basketball fans, within the Smart network. And by joining and signing up, I will reward you a free NFT. But we don't call it NFT; we call it a shiny, right? And depending on how you sign up, if you, for example, use Google Sign In, we've counted, within 3 clicks, you can literally go from scanning a QR code within 3 clicks, sign up with an account, have a Web3 wallet on the Polygon blockchain provisioned for you automatically and transparently underneath the covers. And at the same time, we also reward you a free complimentary collector's edition NFT that represented, the FIBA World Championship. And, our marketing team, Aspen's team has done a great job, creating a bunch of wonderfully cute designs for these NFT rewards, which we then rewarded to fans who did this. So this is sort of our experience in a nutshell, right? Now we did this collaboration with Smart, but imagine if it wasn't Smart, it wasn't a big enterprise by Smart, but it was a creator who was doing a live stream, or maybe some other person in the creator economy who's trying to sell merch at an event, right? The applications of this onboarding experience, which again, right, going back to the theme of we're trying to help creators and community owners to engage with their community. At the same time, we're also trying to onboard users from the Web2 world into the Web3 space, while at the same time, helping creators to monetize as well. So that's really what what our user experience and our product offers in a nutshell.
Very, very great UI and UX created, I believe. So thank you for all the initiatives. And so beyond FIBAR, building on the success of the FIBAR campaign, how do you envision the YEY and similar initiatives expanding into other industries with the convergence of telco, Web3 and entertainment? Where do you see the future intersections in? Maybe.
I'm happy to jump on that one. So primarily, if you think about it, we've not diverged away from our main focus back in 2018. We're still supporting community owners. And I think that's very important to recognize that the span or range of community owners is just very vast, right? Even enterprise companies have communities themselves, right? But then creators these days have communities, as well as Web3 projects have communities, right? So there's a lot of community management that's happening at the moment, and so the question is like, which community owners are we focusing on? So we run two programs right now that we feel are very much in line with how we mean to expand, right? So the first one being our legacy gaming community-focused program, which is called our GPP, the Guild Partner Program. That focuses on connecting Web3 gaming communities, engaging with their fan base better, but then also connecting those gaming communities with brands and able to monetize with brands, right? So one of our ultimate goals, as well as community engagement, is also the monetization aspect. And so being able to connect brands to those communities and be able to almost like matchmake is really important to us and kind of helps in the sustainability of like that community itself. So starting with the GPP, we've now expanded into what we call the CC, which is Creator Circle, which we launched back in May this year. And that the first market for us was really the Philippines. Really our home market, you can say, and where we have kind of like a lot of people on the ground, where we're very well connected and where we're already getting quite a bit of traction. So we have more than, so for us, it's not just about, the sheer numbers, right? We're not looking at just follower count or, vanity metrics, but we're looking at quality. We're looking at community owners where this technology actually makes sense. And so we have around 150 creators that we have within the creator circle right now, but they are highly vetted, right? And they are people that are tech savvy, that are ready to explore new monetization models and to try new reward schemes within their communities. And I think that's very important. And they will be the next ones to basically run POCs throughout the end of 2023, and then in the future look to self-serve in 2024. Meaning, so the difference between 2023 and 2024 is really the ability for community owners to be able to come into our platform, actually run their own kind of community engagement campaigns, or find brands that they can monetize from on their own. Whereas right now, we're not fully set up for that, but by 2024, we want to be able to allow community owners to really discover these opportunities on their own. So I think that's where we look to expand right now. Those are the communities that we work very, very closely with. On the other side, we do run enterprise integrations at the same time, right? So our partnership, for instance, with Smart Telecom is one that I wouldn't say like every single enterprise client is going to be optimal. I think we're looking for enterprise clients that happen to be at the right place at the right time, in terms of like maturity, in terms of what they're looking for. Smart Telecom's been running a creator program also for the last decade. They've been leading kind of like content creation in the Philippines for some time, and they understand the importance of community engagement and monetization as much as we do. And so our vision and our mission is aligned with theirs. And I think that's what we're looking for in terms of rolling out and expanding. Saying this, we are Philippines focused for now, but we do plan to expand into other markets in Southeast Asia in the near future. I think you just need to keep your ears to the ground on our socials to find out which the next markets will be.
Thank you, Peter. Thank you for walking us through the review of the roadmap, and also it's indeed something that definitely able to empower the community. So, speaking of this, do Aspen or Jonathan want to add on to that? Okay, so I'll move to. Okay, we'll move to the next questions. Thank you for Peter's input earlier. So the next question that I would love to ask the panel today is about the guild tokens. I believe guild token is already listed on MEXCA and also Europe. So guild token has actually generated significant buzz since the PR release for a few days back for the whole last week. So can you guys elaborate on how this token intertwines with the YEY platforms and the larger blockchain space ecosystem? How does it aim to benefit both gamers and developers alike?
I think there's no need to overcomplicate this. So we've been working on a new tokenomics and white paper for some time, right? And I think the business model is very simple. We're in the business of selling what we call shinies. Those shinies are basically the experience points or markers that each community owner either purchases from our platform and helps to use basically for the community engagement and monetization aspects, right? So the more shinies that are minted in our platform, the more value accrual that goes back into the guild token. Now, I'll just mention that. So I think it's good to be transparent with why why we're using a token that's already out there, that actually kind of related also to our previous business model. So that's something that we also considered is really, so this token is almost fully distributed in terms of commitments to private investors, ecosystem partners, advisors, and team members that were basically promised any tokens in the past, meaning that you've got a large amount of circulation out there. So you don't expect, like, I think from an investor's point of view, you don't see a lot of people kind of like holding a lot of tokens that are waiting on the sidelines to kind of like dump on other people. There's a lot of amounts of circulation in terms of, distributed governance or distributed wallet holdings, right? And then what we're doing is actually rebuilding utility into the token. Now, I think something to be very transparent about is the business model we previously had for the guild token, which was tied to the GameFi kind of environment or market and to kind of the performance of guilds is no longer valid. And that's something that we had to recognize quite early on. And so we had to kind of look into other business models, which now is really the business of selling shinies, right? And look to kind of bake this into the same token. So whilst we use the token ticker guild, the business model fundamentally has changed, but the circulation of the token is so good that it's actually a great advantage to us in the fact that there are many token holders already out there, and that the circulation is already, or the circulating supply is so high already.
Thank you, Peter. And if any audience would love to find out more about the token, you can also dive into the white paper of the guild tokens on the website as well. So moving to the question, or Aspen or Peter would love to add on to the guild token questions earlier. Okay, so thank you, Peter, for the input. So given the transformative shifts in blockchain gaming, how is BlockchainSpace preparing to navigate and pioneer the next phases of the roadmap from YEY? Could you share a glimpse into the vision which is driving the evolution and innovations of BlockchainSpace?
Yeah, Jonathan, you want to take that one?
Okay, I can take that one.
Let's come from a product perspective.
Yeah. Right. So I think fundamentally, we have to go back to what Peter mentioned just now about, whether you look at it as GameFi, guilds, creators. At the end of the day, under our new worldview, we view all of them as community owners, right? If you think about it, a guild is nothing more than you have a head of a guild, plus you have scholars and gamers under the guild. Essentially, it's one community, right? Now we're in a bear market. The guilds don't earn that much, right? But at the end of the day, they still kept that sense of community and that togetherness, which is what we define as a community, right? And as a community owner, all community owners have similar problems that we're trying to solve, right? While we focus a lot of our effort today on creators and solving their problems around monetization, around securing brand deals, making sure that they're getting paid on time by brands, or solving them with engagement and retention problems that they may have with their own fan base. But at the end of the day, they're also still community owners. The same type of problems that a creator, like an Instagram creator, may face is somewhat similar, in some ways, not all, but in some ways, to what a community owner who may, be a restaurant owner or maybe be a GameFi guild, lead, they may encounter. It all comes down to around, how do you make your community stick together? How do you ensure that your community is engaged, right? And how do you collectively leverage that engagement, to either say if your objective is to monetize, or if your objective is something else, go to mobilize in that direction. So from that perspective, YEY is going to be designed as a platform from a product perspective that solves all community owners' problems, right? It doesn't matter what kind of community owner you are. Now, depending on what kind of a community owner you are, we may have more genre-specific solutions for you. But at the end of the day, we are in the business of helping community owners out, and that's what we do. Yeah, Peter, if you want to add on to that.
Thank you, Jonathan, for answering us. So definitely this will be something great for all the community owners to check out, especially I think first start off will be the gaming communities. So I believe a lot of audiences today are gamers. So let's have an engaging session. So please drop in the comment box what is your favorite games, especially if you find out some good Web3 games that you want to share with the friends today. So please feel free to drop it off. And also remind for all the audiences here, please don't hesitate to drop any question that you would love to ask the panelists today. So thank you for all the inputs earlier, guys. It's very insightful. So let's make our way for the enthusiastic audiences today. So I believe there are a lot of burning questions coming in through different platforms. So I've actually screened through quite some of them. So a lot of them are asking about the roadmap, which Peter have briefly touched about it, and also Jonathan talked about the product. So I have actually picked up a few questions. So the first questions from the community is, do you have a sneak peek into what big brand you will be working with? So which panels, big brand.
Big brand. Big brand. We have some leads right now. Some are in very mature stages. One thing that we know is that based on the success of the clearing campaigns that we're running right now, we know the qualities of the brands we want to work with already, and how, like what Peter mentioned, their appetite for Web3 and appetite for rewarding communities, and the whole trade of communities is going to be very important for us. That said, I went all around to say we can't really reveal those just yet.
And yeah.
But there are some very exciting ones coming along the way. We have something planned massive for Q1 of 2024. So I would suggest to everyone who's listening on all four platforms right now to keep watch. We might announce something soon. As in by soon, by next week. So yeah.
Yeah, stay tuned to Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook of BlockchainSpace. So please remember to subscribe to all of them. And so yeah, the next questions, can Chinese be used in other events you will be having? Questions on Chinese.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, I don't see why not, right? At the end of the day, what we call shiny is really just an NFT. If you look at the underlying technology, every shiny we mint on the YEY platform is actually minted beneath the surface on the Polygon blockchain in the self-custodial wallet that we create on the user's behalf. Again, like none of these Web3 details need to be revealed to the Web2 user. And that's part of our mission of trying to keep the Web3 technology clean and not scary for the Web2 user to onboard, right? And of course, as an NFT, it certainly shares all the properties that NFT has, right? Eventually it could be transferable. It can be staked, it can be sold. You can buy it from the open market. It has utility as well. It can give you access, to events and all the other stuff that people use NFTs for today. It will be applicable to a shiny. Yeah, we just have to gradually open it up.
And then, so guys, check out Shinies and also looking forward to more utilities that is going to be with the futures. So the next questions from the community is, what other products could we look forward to in the blockchain space ecosystem? And if there is, will there be a seamless integration with YEY?
Yeah, I can try to take this one as well. Yeah, so I mean, I think we see YEY as a foundational platform of which you can build different kinds of applications on top of it, right? For example, one of the first applications that we have built and which we deployed and trialed at the FIBA World Cup with Smart is our QR code and onboarding experience. Essentially, what I described earlier about scanning a QR code, getting an account set up, provisional wallet for you, and drop you NFT all within three to four clicks, right? Beyond that, we're also experimenting and looking at different other ways that we can onboard users. Whether it's part of your payment process flow, whether it's through invite links that can be easily shareable on platforms like Instagram, TikTok, and things like that. Once you have that foundational platform, we can start experimenting and building various different engagement and touch points on top of that. We also are looking at ways that, for example, going back to your question earlier about bringing utility to shinies, is there a way we can surface the utility of the shiny through, say, a NFC app, on your mobile phone, which then you can tap at different carousels to gain access to physical events and things like that, right? These are all different separate applications that we can explore. That is all built upon the same platform.
Thank you, Jonathan. Aspen, you want to add something to that?
Can I? Or do you want to go ahead, Peter?
I mean, I was just going to say very quickly, the way that we're building this technology is also to be an invisible infrastructure layer for other integrators, right? So there are actually APIs built for the Shiny technology, for the NFT minting technology. So if you want to do community mapping within your own platform, now an example of this might be, let's say an enterprise client has an existing loyalty program already running, and then they want to be able to map these community kind of actions as NFTs against the existing loyalty points, right? That's actually something that you can actually do today, right? So we're trying to make the technology as easy to kind of opt in and integrate, and that you don't have to necessarily come into our platform to be able to operate it, because that's not going to make sense for especially clients that already have their own solutions.
Peter, Aspen, you want to say add something?
Yeah, another thing there is like to jump off what Peter said and what Don said. I just want to remind everyone we're working with a lot of different community owners right now. We're working with over 150 different creators, and we're in the current position where as we deploy the product with them, and as we deploy campaigns with them for all the shinies, right? There are going to be a lot of feedback that's going to come from them themselves or from the communities that they have, and those are definitely going to come into as a factor for how we develop the product further, and if there is a need to develop further products, right? So even right now, even as we were exiting a conceptual level into pre-alpha, there were some suggestions that were given by very reputable people in their respective industries that are very relevant to us, and something that we will definitely factor in as we develop the product out and develop further products.
Thank you, Aspen. And definitely that's something that the community will be hyped for if there are more things that. So that is another question that is quite spicy. So get ready for that. What strategies do you intend to employ to address the ongoing depreciation of the guild tokens, despite the recent series of updates and successful partnerships your organization has forged? Guys, this is a bear market, but let's hear from the panelists.
Yeah, we've thought about this at length. So you can't fight the trend. That's number one, right? So if people are looking to preserve capital, they will sell tokens naturally, and they will try and store into stablecoin, or they'll go into fiat, right? So you can't fight that. If you have a look at a lot of tokens across the board, especially across the GameFi sector, a lot of these are 90% down, right? It's not a singular token that's kind of like getting punished. It's really, across the market, right? Secondly, I think there's a lot that's really positive for where we stand right now. Number one, we're in a very healthy position in terms of our treasury, meaning that we can actually afford to put in more liquidity provision to kind of bootstrap the token once people have basically fully sold out. I think the market is pretty much mostly the negative market that wanted to sell. They pretty much have done it. They're pretty much getting flushed out, right? So this leaves room for basically those that actually understand the business model, and for those that are actually positive about the future, to understand where value accrual will actually come in, and understand that actually the token price can't really go down much further. So you asked me like we're in a good position in terms of treasury to add liquidity. So I think that's number one. Number two, we're coming up with a brand new business model and a new tokenomics model with a lot of consultation. So we're taking our time on this. We're not looking to rush any kind of like any just kind of copycat kind of tokenomics. This is our own proprietary tokenomics based off the needs of our clients. right? And so I'm very confident that this will, at least be different and unique, and that it will cater to the needs that we have and to those of our community owners. The other part is that, I mean, we actually have proven traction in terms of like revenue generation. So we have actually been revenue generating based off, the business model that we're talking about. So as I mentioned very earlier, like about our business model being as simple as we're in the business to sell shinies, and we have been able to do that, up until now. So we're actually generating revenue off this. And if you base it simply off this and that, you understand that, value will accrue to the token based off the revenue that we generate. I think this is an interesting time to basically, to know that you're early and to know that there's a new business model that's being implemented right now.
Thank you, Peter, and everyone. Please do your own research. So definitely, we are no financial advice, but I believe there are a lot of good initiatives coming from the blockchain space team. As you all can see, there are a lot of things that coming out, adding utilities to token and also to Chinese. So together with YEY, there are more things and more stuff coming over. So do your research and join the community to stay tuned with more updates together. So another questions will be what plans does blockchain space have to attract Web2 and non-crypto users to its.
I'll take this on. I'll take this on. And John, I'm sure you have something to say about this too. The nice thing about working with the market that we're in right now, again, working with culture, working with communities, is that they come with a ready audience, right? So it's not purely enterprise where we talk, sit in a boardroom, get the deal done. Magic is kept in the boardroom, and no one knows the way that the product is positioned and the way that it works. And the fact that we are working with communities that have ready audiences means that it is going to attract um, people into the space, right? Whether they know, so it's two things, right? Whether they become advocates of Web3, if they do their own research and try to really figure out what's under the hood, then it would be great for the space in general. But on the other hand, bringing Web2 people in who don't really particularly care how it's being done as long as there's value towards them from their communities that's powered by us, that's enough to bring in users also, right? So you have to look at it from two things. Do you want to bring in users, or do you want to bring in advocates of the space, right? So by working with different communities, we can we can calibrate that depending on what the need is. Also, we can also at one point be at the beck and call of the market, or we can't even calibrate it anymore because, say, for example, users just want to come in because they don't even care if it's Web3. Then you have to serve that. You have to serve your audience. You have to serve the client. And that becomes a self-perpetuating machine that brings in more people, right? So, but from the Web3 side of things, from looking at it, are you a Web3 company? Is it a Web3 product? Yes. Are you bringing in users? Yes. So quantifiably, you are bringing in people into the space, right? So again, the beauty is being able to work with creators that share the same vision or of rewarding their communities, right? It goes back to that.
Thank you, Aspen. So I believe there are different ways to bridge the barrier. So first, from John mentioned about the tech side of things, being more user friendly, enhance on the UI UX stuff, and also from the marketing perspective, more educational kits, easier to understand kind of concepts, and also give, giving more things back to the community. So community is being empowered and more interested to stay with us and doing like promote stuff to their own or the friends or something that we need to figure out together to bring in more Web2 users into the Web3 space. It's the whole industry efforts to bring in the Web2 users in the currency too. So so we don't want to drag too long for the session. So let's dive into the last questions of the day. So that is question from the community asking that are there any metaverse plans in the near future for blockchain?
Sorry, can you repeat the question?
Are there any metaverse plans in the near future? Metaverse.
Oh, metaverse. Peter, would you like to take this?
Yeah, sure. Um, I mean, I think that's basically our roots, right? So we've worked with a lot of metaverse builders in the past. These are kind of synonymous with kind of the gaming space as well. You'll see that a lot of basically Web3 games are building out metaverse experiences. So by default, we definitely will be working with metaverse builders, right? In the past, and you guys can see this from our list of investors as well and advisors, we've worked with the Sandbox, right? We look to, I mean, these games basically look for communities that we are connecting with, right? And so, they're looking for that education, that bridge, that basically helps to entice people coming from the Web2 space to come into the Web3 spaces that they're building. And so, yeah, definitely, we'll definitely continue working with these kind of games in the future.
Thank you, Peter. And John, do you want to add on to that?
Yeah, I mean, I'll just share an interesting anecdote, which is that uh, earlier this year, I was actually part of the World Economic Forum's Metaverse Working Group. And the one thing we learned from that engagement is that no one has any idea what the metaverse actually means. You ask 10 people what the metaverse is, and there's 10 different definitions of what the metaverse is. Um, for me, I'm a simple person. I look at it as the blend of technology and culture, which then calls back to what our company vision really is about, right? It's about empowering community owners to grow their engagement and monetization through technology and culture, right? You combine the two, metaverse or not, that's a very powerful combination. Yeah.
Thank you for that. And if we think properly, metaverse has existed back in our youngest days, right?
Yeah. Second Life. Anyone remember that?
Yeah. So it's nothing new, but technology should be the one that. So once again, thank you for the enlightening sessions. So before we close out the sessions, does anybody from the panels want to share more things to the communities? Peter?
I'll go first. Peter should come in last for this one. I just want to say that if you want to learn more about blockchain space, it's very easy now. Just go to blockchainspace.asia. At the same time, visit all of our social platforms. We've prepared a video and a text primer that discusses our lineage from 2022 all the way to our current progressions until now. And I would say that that's a good starting off point for anyone that wants to refamiliarize themselves with blockchain spaces in 2023, and for people that are curious about coming into our ecosystem and coming into our community, and also for the ones that have projects that they feel are going to benefit from YEY and the creator circle and the GPP, right? It would be nice to connect with you all as well.
Thank you, Aspen. So if any community skills that would love to find out more about the GPP program, don't hesitate to drop message to the gentlemen here today. Yeah, Peter, do you want to add something?
Yeah, sure. So we are predominantly Philippines focused for now. So if you guys are within the Web3 gaming space or working within the creator economy, we'd love to hear from you. We'd love to work together with you. So yeah, make sure you reach out. However, for those that are generally in the Southeast Asian region, we are looking to expand. We actually did have a second market on our roadmap for the end of this year. We consciously decided not to expand this year, but to kind of delay this until we felt like we had nailed down our primary market, right? So we will be looking to expand in the near future. We'd love to hear about other market opportunities. I think there's always things that you haven't thought about. Just because we worked with the telco in the Philippines doesn't mean that we have to work with the telco in other Southeast Asian markets, right? I think kind of problems in other markets may be similar, but opportunities will be different. Also, I think the technology is just very versatile, and we'd love to hear from you. Wherever you are based, kind of in Southeast Asia.
Yeah, thank you, Peter. So, guys, start typing into the comment section. Where are you from, and which country do you want YEY to make a presence next? So, come back to you, Jonathan. Do you have something to add on?
No, I think Peter and Aspen pretty much covered everything already.
Okay, so thank you guys once again, and thank you everyone for being active in the AMS session. So sorry I can't actually see from my screen that how many people joined, but I guess they are about 600 from the YouTube, 800 from Twitter, and many more from Facebook, and also thank you guys for all your support. And once again, I would love to give a short intro for YEY, a short recap. So YEY is a community collectible platform hosted by BlockchainSpace and is currently in its pre-alpha stage. So YEY is designed to empower creators, games, and brands to reward their superfans through unique shinies, NFTs, and other enticing rewards. So before we end this session, this is always a mini game I play with my panelists. So give us a 3 hashtag about this for YEY. 3 hashtags. Peter?
You mean like one each from each of us?
Each one get 3. So we got 9.
Wait, so you sorry, just to understand, you want 3 hashtags from me?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm really bad with hashtags.
I'll
I'm
go
literally
first.
the worst person to ask.
I'll go first then while they think. Hashtag technology, hashtag culture, and hashtag Web 2 to Web 3.
Okay. Aspen.
I'm gonna use the ones that we actually use as the marketer. So I'm gonna use hashtag Web3 for all. It's something that we really believe in. We believe that everyone can benefit from it. You just have to find the project that benefits you. So one is Web3 for all. The next one is make it shiny, right? The world is too dreary right now. Participate in the communities that you want to participate in. Be in the experiences that you want to be in, and live life, make it shiny, right? And the last one is hashtag BlockchainSpace. That's it. That's it.
Okay. Peter,
Am I meant to be that, Noel?
you ready, Peter? Let's go.
I think they covered it already. You don't want to hear hashtags from me. No, let's stick with that. I don't want to destroy the live stream.
Okay. Thank you, guys. And actually now we have 1,400 concurrent listeners. Thank you all for your love and support. And
Thank
your
you, guys.
active participation has reached the discussion and made this event immensely invaluable. So don't forget that we have a Gleam campaign going on. So you can find the links on Twitter, or I believe it's already pinned in all the all the live streams comment box. So check it out. Join the Gleam. It's going to expire in 2 days. So everyone have the chance to earn more entries into the Gleam, and there is 50,000 of guild tokens await for everyone to win it. So other than that, please don't forget to join Discord and Telegram of BlockchainSpace, and also follow BlockchainSpace on Twitter, Facebook, and LinkedIn. Right. So so we also value everyone's towards the YEY platform. So don't hesitate drops all your valuable feedback for the BlockchainSpace team to enhance all the features or even more campaigns that we are going to roll out in the near future. So once again, special thanks to all our esteemed guests for this session today, and have a great night, everyone. I only know two Tagalog words actually is mabuhay and salamat. So salamat, everybody. Thank you and have a great night. Bye bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.